there's a pile of decks with me, which killing me one thing. It's almost a new month. I'm filming this now because I have to clean today and tomorrow, and pulling out the new decks of the month always means there's a lot more stuff out that I will have to put away. So I'm doing this now so I can clean up a little bit. So normally it's 6 and 6. However, this month there's an extra tarot because I wanted, and then I'll explain that. The reason is I'm not ready to put this away yet. This is the Del Toro Tarot. This is an older Inside Editions deck, so you probably have seen this, and if you've not, hello. I legitimately forgot. This is like the newest deck of my collection. These are the backs. I legitimately forgot this deck existed. And then I was at my local bookstore, and they had the Lord of the Rings Tarot, which I believe is the same artist. And I was like standing there, having this weird like memory. I'm like, didn't they make a Del Toro Tarot? And then I was like, I now need to double check, and yes. So this is the Del Toro Tarot. Oh my gosh, this makes me happy. Now I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely a there's several things in here that are things I've not seen. It's Marseille in the majors, and then it's sort of like a weird pip, not Marseille, in the minors, but I don't mind. But I just, let me see if I can show you my favorite card in this deck. Because I want to like squeal about it, like so hard. Because it's so smart. And it works like so well for how I read this card. It's like not even funny. Of course I'm not gonna find it now. Where are you? Nope. Haha, here we go. So this is the Sun card. And if you have not seen the movie Pacific Rim, maybe you're like, what, Caitlin? It's a giant knight and like these two people in the corner down here. So this is a Jaeger. And to pilot a Jaeger, it needs two people. And they have to like mind meld because like that's what it requires to power a Jaeger. So right, so like, you know, if you're someone that reads, you know, and the guidebook actually like does a really good job of like explaining, like tying the traditional meaning to the card. For these. The pips are the pips information is just like, here's how numerology works, and then like use your own, like this deck really wants you to lean into your own personal interpretations and like intuition, which I love, but also and I stole this from Lisa Pez. I know that. Like that's where I got this. But the sun is authenticity, right? But specifically within the context of a Jaeger, it's being authentically yourself to the point of being vulnerable, like because another person's like has to be like shares your brain, and I love it so much. It makes me so happy. But yeah, so this is the Del Toro Tarot, and I literally can't put it down. I've done most of my like non-Weaver readings this month with this deck. Like that is how much I cannot put this deck down, which is funny because I don't. Pips intimidate me. This deck still, when I get Pip, I'm like, I have to sit there and think really long and hard about like my I'm still sort of building my ability to read Pips confidently, but I love this deck so much. Even if I have some movies that I need to now watch, and actually a TV show too. But yeah, this is the Toro Tarot. It's amazing. So now these decks. So the rest of these decks are here for a couple reasons. One, the Weavers for this month's theme, I think, is like Crossroads. Minor spoilers, I guess. And I immediately thought of Hecate when I read the word Crossroads, so I decided I wanted to pick decks that gave me sort of heavier witchy vibes, but then also it's, you know, spring, and I used all of my nature themed decks last month, so we had to find some like witchy, springy decks to me, or just like really witchy decks that felt really witchy to me. So this is an oracle. This is the 3 Black Moons Shadow deck. He also has the tarot, and I at some point will get the tarot. I just haven't done it yet. These are the backs. It's a photography deck. Warring for nudity. But yeah, I don't remember if it was a member video or not, but Thea over at Garden Goddess was talking about viewing these decks more as Muse energy rather than divine feminine energy, and I really liked that idea. Again, I picked it because to me, like, it's 3 Black Moons is the name of the deck, but just it gives witchy vibes in a way that I can't quite explain. But yeah, so that's the oracle deck that I'm working, one of the oracle decks I'm working with. We'll see how it fits in with. I think I've done like 1 or 2 rings with this deck. I've not used it a whole bunch, but that is definitely a deck. Obviously, we're heading into spring, so of course, Seasons of the Witch Beltane is coming out. Because, you know, it'll be April. Beltane's May 1st, typically. Don't quote me on that. These are the backs, the gilding. Not like I assume that you probably have not seen this before. But yeah, I love getting to pull one of these out during the season. Typically, because I normally pull 3 and 3, there's always a week that I do duplicates of either. I typically pick an oracle, like an oracle and tarot deck that I use in the first 2 weeks, and I try not to like pick the same combination of tarot and oracle. And I always make sure that the Season of the Witch is the duplicate one, so that I'm spending more time with the seasonal energy when I do use them. So this is coming out then. I want to say this is probably either this one or you are probably my least used. I don't know why. I can't tell you that. Actually, no, you I can. It's because sometimes I just like don't feel like pulling cards in December. Then we have the Golden Lyre Tarot. This to me, I think because the color palette gives me spring. It's a very light pastellies as the back colors. These are the backs. They look fully reversible. They're actually not. This is actually a gradient, but you can't really tell in my lighting. This feels. I think Dawn Michelle described this as like being an impermanent deck, right? Like the rings feel very like of the moment. But yeah, I don't disagree with that necessarily. But I love this. This was my first collage deck. I say as if do I have other collage decks? I don't know. This deck and I have a very weird like. This is one of the few decks that I didn't like watch a walkthrough for, and I just like bought it on this spot. So, but yeah, no. This to me felt very spring. This deck for me was very spring, very summer. And then with the Crossroads themes, and I associate that with Hecate, this more female presenting deck felt very appropriate for that sort of vibe. Then we have one of the 2 Angie Sullivan decks in my collection. This is Witch, woman in control. Woman in total control of herself. I have the Kickstarter edition. Before it got picked up at mass market from US Games. Gilding, I'm pretty sure it's the same gilding that's actually on the actual deck. The backs. I have very mixed feelings with this deck. First, I find that I can't really use it, obviously, without going to the guidebook, but I also kind of hate the guidebook. And when I say I kind of hate the guidebook, I mean I hate the fact that Angie Sullivan chose to reference Harry Potter in the guidebook, because J.K. Rowling being, I obviously have very fond memories of Harry Potter from childhood, but J.K. Rowling being a TERF is absolutely atrocious. And I will not put up with trans bigotry. Absolutely not. But yeah, this is a fine deck. I use it despite the fact that I have gripes with the fact that Angie Sullivan actively referenced Harry Potter. But I live with it. Next is the Sacerdote. This deck. This was the second deck I ever bought. This is the deck that I learned on. These are the gilding. I think I recently showed this in actually, yes, I did. I showed it off recently in my Significant cards. I have a very well loved copy. The edging on the bottom corners is basically destroyed. This is an older edition. I know she has a matte edition now, or at least I know that there was at one point a newer matte edition. These are the backs in case I didn't show you. But yeah, this is home to me in a deck. I love this so much. I have the Traveler's version as well. But I currently have the Temperance card sitting on my altar because I'm in Temperance year personally. So I'm using this one. Also because this one's standard tarot size. I love the mini, but like when working with Tarot and Oracle, it really... Using a mini, like I don't mind using a mini Oracle and a mini Tarot, but because the Oracle that I'm using are all standard Oracle or standard Tarot size, I figured I would pull this boy out. And the other Tarot deck that I'm using this year is the White Newman from 1111. I have the limited edition of this deck, so mine has the gold gilding. Most standard copies do not have the gold gilding. That's literally the only difference in terms of like the cards. These are the backs. I absolutely love this deck so much. It's absolutely phenomenal. Dawn Michelle has this like one of her like video game decks, and she's not wrong to have made that association. Honestly, I think that's like why I was drawn to the art probably when this came out. But yeah, it's so pretty, and I love the color palettes. I love the way that the seats have different like color associations with them. Yeah, it's a really fun reader, and I absolutely adore it. Is it like body beautiful? Yes, but like sometimes you just gotta have a deck that's just absolutely pretty for pretty's sake. Like, but yeah, so those are the decks that I will be working with in March. We'll see. I'm obviously like I said, I got the tarot, and basically I ended up using it so much February, and I wasn't even planning on it. Obviously, I don't have plans for buying new decks this month, but because I am actually going to be out of town for like half a week at the end of April. I don't typically bring decks with me because I'm normally going with my family, and my mom is very, very against tarot, so I'm not bringing tarot decks with me. It's also Record Store Day at the end of the month. Actually, the week before I am out of town. So I will be spending a fair amount of money on other non-tarot things. So I will not be buying tarot decks in April. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hopefully will get my shit together and actually like post this towards the beginning of the month. I've been really bad about like uploading. I'm really good about filming, but not so much about uploading. So hopefully you will actually see this within a reasonable window. But thank you so much for hanging out. Bye!